Hello?
Hey, is Darren there?
This is he.
Darren, it's Bret Michaels.
How are you doing, Bret?
I'm good, man. How you doing today?
Great, great. Now, what's going on for you? What's today in the life of Bret Michaels like?
At this exact moment?
At this very exact precise second.
Okay. Well, I finished a good kick-ass workout. Took my daughter to the beach. Workout, kicked my daughter to the beach, and then I just started I've been doing some interviews for the solo album Songs of Life.
So for pretty much the past couple of days have been nothing but press for you besides family life?
Well, I've been doing some press for obviously with the solo record coming out. We've been having some good success with this first single, Raine. And, so just letting people know that it's out there, and then getting ready for the Poison tour, obviously, with doing the, just the Poison, putting the stage together for the new show, and as well as the merchandise, and that's been it. And then getting ready for my daughter's big birthday, big 3 years old.
Has it gotten to her head yet that she's going to have a hit single named after her?
She refers to it as "I want to hear my song." Well, she's the boss now. She runs the show when I'm in the car. You know what I mean? It tells me what music we're listening to. So she's trapped somewhere between. I can tell you what she listens to. We listen to her. My solo record, her song. We'll call it her song.
Her song.
Aerosmith. She loves Just Push Play. and then Garth Brooks. She loves Garth Brooks.
So,
we listen to Garth Brooks.
Well, she's ahead of her time, certainly.
I'm telling you, I'm raising her like I was raised. I was trapped between my parents. My dad was the country music fanatic, and my mother loved the Beatles and the Stones and Bob Dylan. So we had a nice mixture.
Does she refer to Edwin McCain as Uncle Edwin yet?
Yeah, we keep Uncle Edwin away from her, except on the music part. No, Nina's a good friend of mine, and yes, he is Uncle Eddie. And not the perverted Uncle Eddie either.
Well, right on. To the people reading this, how are you going to describe the sound of this new record?
I would say this, and it's the best way I can put it. It's a combination of years and years of my life lyrically. I think each song stands on its own, but I think people will understand this. It is modern production with the good songwriting, what I consider to be of the late 80s and early 90s. I considered there to be a lot of good songwriting then, but with the modern, updated production and feel and sound of what's going on right now.
And I noticed that some of the songs were actually written in the 80s.
Yeah, and even earlier. I mean, I'm talking about, like Menace to Society lyrically. I wrote that one when I was 17, 18 years old. We're talking late 70s, early 80s. Just the attitude. And then I took the modern feel and production of writing now, and sort of, the song almost has that what I call Ramones-esque, straight up, in your face, just rock sound.
So I take it there's a lot of material that you never got to use in Poison.
Well, or just songs that had been put away lyrically, and then even, but a lot of the lyrics basically, you got a song like One More Day. I wrote that right after 9/11. I wrote Raine obviously after her birth, and songs like I Remember. I wrote that about I remember writing that down in my book about, and I have a book and micro cassette of ideas and stuff, and a lot of these songs basically are just songs I took from my life. I wrote I Remember about my dealing with my diabetes.
Yeah.
And put the fact that how music got me through some tough times in my life.
It's very interesting that you would be releasing this album, in so close to Hollyweird, because they're not exactly the same kind of album.
Not at all. Well, Hollyweird marked Poison's 9th record, and that was last year. And I had started writing material and preparing for this record then, and I just didn't want to put it out on top of Hollyweird. That was just my feeling. I wanted to release it when the time was right for it. And May 20th, obviously for me, is my daughter's birthday, and it's the same day it's going to be released. Not only worldwide, obviously, it will go to all the stores then, the retail stores. But one thing we're doing very cool for the record release, we're having a record release online party at BretMichaels.com, where we're doing something very cool and performing the songs acoustically. and answering fans' questions online live.
That's the first of its kind, I'd say.
Yeah, I've never done anything like this before, so we're going to see how it goes. We've had a big response to the first single, and hopefully we have a good reaction. More importantly, it'll be a kind of a storyteller's version of the songs on this record, and I can let the fans know a lot of their questions and answer a lot of their questions about the album.
How does someone who's had so many hits and so many arena tours plan to measure the success of a solo album they're releasing themselves?
You can't measure it. It's a whole different. This is for me a solo album cannot be measured up against the Poison record. What I'm doing is I really feel I guess it's called self-satisfaction in the fact that I made the record, and then I'm going out there, and basically what I got to do is let people know I feel these are really strong songs. I feel good about them, and then hopefully they'll go and listen to the record and judge it on its own.
Will there be a solo album a solo tour in support of the record?
Yeah, the Poison tour runs, I know for a fact the Poison tour runs right now from May all the way till September, and then I'm out October, November, and December, solo.
Wow. And is it going to be an acoustic tour or full band?
No, full band. Full band. We'll go out full band, and like I said, obviously we know the places we'll be playing are more of the, what I call the theater-sized venues, about 2,000 to 3,000 seats.
Those are high hopes right there.
Yeah, well, I think it'll do well. I think that the solo tour will be exciting, and hopefully it'll do well. And Poison's going in. Obviously, we're going to be back at Jones Beach and PNC. But that's obviously for me. I'm excited to go out and do the solo tour as well. And all the promoters right now are looking at about 2,000 to 3,000 seaters.
Congratulations on that.
Thanks.
If you don't mind, a couple of questions about Poison.
No, please go right ahead.
How would you compare this tour of this summer versus the one you did last summer? Are there going to be any differences in the show? Anything that's majorly different?
Yeah, major difference is this. Obviously, the look of the show will have a different feel. We're changing up the set list completely, and it's the first time ever we're adding songs off of not only all 9 Poison records, but especially we're adding Native Tongue and Crack a Smile in there.
Wow.
We've never done that before, so that's going to be awesome. We've never done that with CC, and it's going to be very cool. I'm excited because we're putting songs in like Stand, Sexual Thing, and then we're adding into the set songs like Ride the Wind and I Won't Forget You that we haven't done since, I'm talking early, probably early 90s.
Well, the rumor was before this tour that it was going to be actually the Poison's farewell tour.
Well, no, it's just a Poison tour, and then we're taking a break next summer. For us, so it isn't a farewell tour. It'll be kind of a one-year break, and then we'll be back out in 2005, and that'll mark our 20th year anniversary.
20 years, does that even have you a bit puzzled?
Surviving 20 years has got me puzzled. Obviously, my ambition was to last, you want to be like the Rolling Stones. But for Poison, I can tell you this, lasting 20 years is just a testament to, thank God for our generations of fans, I've got to say now, and to some, thank God, to having some good songs that radio has continued to play.
Do you have any kind of idea if the 20th anniversary is going to coincide with another album?
It will, and it'll be right now what we're shooting for 2005 is basically a box set and new tunes. So we want to have a lot of our greatest hits redone with modern production, and then we're also in that will be almost like a double album at the price of a single record. And what we're going to do is do an album of brand new material as well.
And speaking of albums, I read that you yourself are going to be doing an adult contemporary country style record.
Eventually, we're looking at 2004 for that. That's when I'm going to go out and hopefully be out with Kenny Chesney, and he's, Kenny Chesney, and I got a chance to jam with him last year at a couple shows, and he came out with Poison at a couple shows, and I'm really looking for an adult, just what I call a contemporary country album. That I was offered a deal in '96 to do one, but I didn't feel I had the material then. I really didn't. I'm like, I've got some good material I've written with Baker and Myers, who wrote I Swear.
Yeah.
But now, over the years, I've written what I feel is a really good contemporary country record, and I'm excited to do it.
So there's no slowing down nowadays.
No, and there never has been. I just, like I said, I love creating. I like making music. I like making movies. But it's, for me, this is what I like to do. And your hope is it's successful and people get it. And I've had some big hits and some big misses and some big hits again. So but my point is just going out and having the balls to make them. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. Does it make you cringe then when you see your Behind the Music run so much, considering that it was done about 4 years ago?
No, this is the thing. You can't. I thought the Behind the Music special touched on some interesting things, and obviously they came out and proved the fact that the year was Poison. They shot that in '99 and 2000. And here's the fact that, there we are still selling out Detroit and selling out Cleveland and Pittsburgh. I mean, they came to some great shows, and they picked them at random. And it's a nice feeling that I'm happy that show's out there, but obviously life continues on and goes on, and I think there will be a lot more Poison music to be made. Okay.
What about movies?
Yeah, we shoot one. We shoot one at the end. It starts out at the late fall when I'm done with the solo tour. It's called The Forgotten, and it's a really, really interesting script. And I would love to get into more about that once we start to shoot the movie.
Now, I'm still finding all this amazing because most people, after they've turned 40, are then thinking about moving to Florida and slowing down.
No, I'm not. I may have turned 40, and I think my blessing is this. On my 40th birthday, I celebrated in L.A., flew out after the party that night, went to Miami, did the Fairway to Heaven shoot, the golf tournament for VH1, and then I flew back to the house, and we also have a second house up in Vancouver, British Columbia. And that was just awesome. I got to fly back a couple days later up there and celebrate it with my daughter as well.
So what do you think with all these projects you're taking on, what do you think there's still left for you to accomplish, being that you've already pretty much done what most people just dream of?
I can truly say this. I feel that there is so much more out there that I want to do and try to do. And put it this way, continuing to tour and make records with Poison is obviously my first love. That's what I love doing. But I got to tell you something. There's a lot of things out there I would like to achieve and accomplish. And one of the most important on my agenda right now is besides the entertainment side, is being not only a great dad, being a great father, but also being around to see my daughter. Having diabetes for 34 years now, I can feel some of the effects of it. And so trying to beat that ridiculous fucking disease is one of my major things that I want to accomplish.
Are you on any boards for diabetes?
No, obviously I do a lot to raise money for the juvenile I'm juvenile diabetic, so I do a lot for JDF. But also one of the things I'd like to raise awareness of is for one of the things we're doing this year. I raise money all the time because my family obviously served in the military. I do that for the troops and the Make-A-Wish Foundation as well. And I also, I don't know if you read on there, I sponsor, and I encourage everyone to do this if you can. I sponsor a little girl. I have another 3-year-old daughter as a sponsor that I raise money for in Canada for the World Vision Foundation, which raises money for the less fortunate children in Africa.
Wow. So how many handlers do you have to be able to do all this?
You're looking at them. I mean, I do. Obviously, we have a great staff at Michaels Entertainment. We have a production company, and they do a great job at there. But this is stuff I want to do, and there's no point in doing it if all you're going to do is... I feel this. If you're going to take something on, do it right and feel like you want to be involved, because there's no point in taking stuff on and then having 12 other people do it for you.
Yeah.
Like I said, I mean, the girl's name is Miss Susie, and I send her over as much stuff as I'm legally allowed to send. They don't encourage you sending too many... You got to be more careful how you do it, because you send over gifts, But you have to do it the right channels, because otherwise her and her family in her village could be attacked. And that's a really weird thing to say, but I really get involved with this stuff. I mean, it's strange. You want to really help, and then you got to be careful how you do it. So it's a but I do it because I feel blessed, and giving back is something I want to do, not something that I have to do, and I like taking things on.
How'd you first find this cause?
I saw it on Christmas Day. I literally saw it on Christmas Day. They ran a big special. I woke up early in the morning, and they were running a big special. This was a year ago, Christmas a year ago, and I got involved. I just saw it, and it broke my heart, and I said, hey, I sitting around talking, the path to hell is paved with good intention. If you want to do something, get involved.
So,
you know what I'm saying? Sitting around with my buddies saying, oh, I coulda, woulda, shoulda. Instead, I just I'm one of those people that kind of just jumps in and does stuff.
Yeah. Beyond everything we've discussed already with your music and the movies and the charitable causes you're involved with, is there something you want more people to know about Bret Michaels?
I can say this. There's, and I truly mean it when I say this. I can say this. One thing that I'd love to do is, and I say this with the fans, I want them to know one thing, that I will never go through the motions. The day I feel that I'm going through the motions on stage, whether it's solo or with Poison, I will be gone before then, so that what they're seeing is the real deal.
So you might cover Rock and Roll All Night sometimes, but you're not going to be anything like Kiss.
I mean, so I got to watch. I definitely want to watch how I phrase this. Without comparisons to anybody else, I can assure our fans and the people that like the stuff that we do that I am truly in it from the heart, and I'm the real deal. I mean that for real. And when that goes away, I will go away. When that emotion goes away, and the feeling to want to be on stage or want to do stuff, I will never go through the motions. I will disappear before that happens.
Okay, right on. And if you don't mind me asking about your bandmates, could you tell me what projects they have going on, if anything?
Let me say this truthfully so I don't stick my foot in my mouth. I would rather them answer it. I know they're doing other things, but without putting my foot in my mouth, I'm not... I let them talk about that. I mean that off the record. For me to go on a big thing, I know with CC he has Samantha 7, and I know Ricky did an album called Glitter for Your Soul, which is a remake of all 70s greatest glitter artists like Bowie and T-Rex. I know they've done that, but I'd rather them talk about it and say how they feel about it. I think they did a great job, so...
Well, when I interviewed CeCe about 2 years ago, he mentioned that Bobby was working on an album called Where's Bob with a lot of the people he likes to golf with.
I don't know any. I think CeCe's pulling your chain.
Oh, okay.
I think CeCe's out of his fucking mind, which is what I love about them.
Well, he mentioned that because Bob likes to golf with Trent Reznor, members of the Goo Goo Dolls, and people who, he said, quote, don't like Poison yet like Bob, that would be the premise of the album. So you think that's a full-on joke?
I think, I know Bobby golfs with people out. In other words, we've all been out there with John Daly, and I don't know about the Goo Goo Dolls, but I've golfed with, obviously, the guys from Bon Jovi and Edwin McCain, and you know what I'm getting at, over the years, and the guys from No Doubt. And I know he has, too. And we do a charitable thing down there for Bobby's son in Florida. We do a thing every year called the Tim Wakefield Classic, the baseball player. He's a Red Sox pitcher for the Red Sox. But I've known him since back in his Pirates days. Because I'm from Pittsburgh.
Three Rivers.
Yeah, the Three Rivers. In fact, I sang the national anthem at Three Rivers right before they blew it to the ground. Yeah, I got to sing at one of the last Steeler games.
Would you say that's your biggest accomplishment yet?
My daughter's probably my biggest accomplishment.
Okay, I phrased that wrong, but okay.
Accomplishment, but I could say that was one of my proudest accomplishments, yeah.
Okay, so are there any last words for the kids?
Just say that I'm excited. I know that part of this is obviously dealing with Jones Beach, and I know we're there. Oddly enough, on Friday the 13th, June 13th. And I'm really excited to come back and play.
Okay. Thank you very much for doing the interview. And actually, off the record, Poison was one of the reasons I started playing guitar, so thank you very much.
Well, and I say this, thank you, and I'm glad we're still here today talking about that. And if you're down at the Jones Beach show, make sure we hook up, and maybe afterwards. Are you still playing a lot?
Yes, sir.
Well, I was going to say, afterwards, if we get a chance, let's just sit down and play guitar and jam.
Okay, sounds like a promise.
like playing music more than anything else. I like fucking playing music, and sometimes I don't get to do enough of it when we're on the road. I know we play the shows, but I'll sit around during the day or at night or afterwards, or if you come down to sound check, come up on stage and we'll just jam some tunes.
Okay.
Let Lori know that, and we'll do it.
Okay, I will get on that. And I was wondering if you could do a quick favor for me.
Sure.
Could you say something along the lines of, "Hi, this is Bret Michaels, and you've reached Darren's voicemail," or would that be beyond you?
And I hope I'm saying this right. It's Darren, correct?
You can say Darren or Darren, however you want to say it.
Okay, but it is Darren. I mean, I said that right, correct?
Yeah, most people from the Midwest struggle with the name, and I don't know why, but not that you're from the Midwest.
Okay, so Darren, give me kind of a gist of where you want to go with it. I'll do something really cool.
Oh, no, whatever you want to say. You can just say, "Hi, this is Bret Michaels." Yeah, whatever.
Okay, you got it. Here we go. Hey, this is Bret Michaels, and you have reached Darren, and right now we are hanging out and jamming some awesome guitar right now, so you're going to have to leave a message. He'll get back to you.
Okay, thank you very much.
That'll be cool.
Have yourself a great day, and I'll see you at Jones Beach.
Count on it.
Take care.
Thanks again.
Paltrocast.